Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. I thought I was done for the night. I truly did. I'd done a video earlier today. I've done a 3-hour stream. Just finished. I was winding things down here. Put Dr. Disrespect and Z Laner on to watch in their tournament. I was excited to see all of that. And then, boom! Blizzard Entertainment decided to drop the bombshell that Shadowlands, which was due for release October 27th, just less than 4 weeks away now, delayed, and they can't give us an exact release date yet. Now, I don't think it's going to be a significant delay in terms of time, maybe a few weeks or so, couple of weeks or so. However, I do think it might have a substantial effect on the game. Now, I have to look at this from two different angles. First of all, I've got to use some second-hand sort of information here. I personally haven't played Battle for Azeroth pretty much since January of 2019. Since then and now, I've probably played the main game 2-3 weeks. That's it. In nearly 2 years. I thought Battle for Azeroth was garbage. I thought it was terrible. And every time I've just gone to check a new expansion, a new patch, nothing in those patches have done anything to turn me on. To turn me on to playing the game again. But I did confess in tonight's stream that because Shadowlands was coming out and because my channel was basically built up from World of Warcraft, a lot of people have been asking me, are you going to give Shadowlands a try? So a couple of nights ago, resubscribed to WoW. So I thought to myself, I'm going to get myself ready for the pre-expansion event. And then I'll pay for this month, I'll pay for next month, and I'll give Shadowlands a little bit of time. See if I can get into it. See if I like it. But now, delayed. Now, from a player's perspective, I have seen tweets by Asmongold. I have seen some tweets and videos from Bellular. And I actually ended up watching a 45-minute video from Bellular a week or so ago, where essentially he was talking about Blizzard just flicked the switch. And what he was referring to was there were changes which, from what I could gather, the player base was saying we don't like. And Blizzard were essentially saying, well, we're going to give them a go. We'll see how it goes. And if we need to flick the switch and revert it all, then we can. And the argument seemed to be from the player base, just don't bother. Just do it now. And save everyone all the hassle. There was also other aspects of the video, from what I can remember, that he was relatively critical about the covenants, from what I can gather. That there were certain covenants that were very specifically set up that you would be kind of, if you wanted the max out of it, then you really needed to grab that one. Little things like this. So from a player perspective, this could be good for them to tweak it, but as we're going to, I think this could cause a lot of trouble for Blizzard, and I think it's quite obvious to a lot of people why, but we'll go into it anyway. So this is the post. They've said to the WoW community, I wanted to let you know that we're delaying the release of Shadowlands to later this year. And while we're still in the process of determining the right new date to launch, we felt it important to let you know about the change in plans as soon as we could. This was an incredibly difficult decision for the team. I truly imagine it was. And again, we're going to why shortly, as we're as eager to get the expansion into your hands as you are to play it. But ultimately, we feel it's the right decision for the game and for our players. Now, I think it was J. Allen Brack that said that this Shadowlands was actually going to come out in November. And then we had a big event. We had the announcement of PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X release dates. And they became early-ish November time. So when that rumor started to get out that that was going to happen, when Blizzard announced the release date for Shadowlands, it wasn't actually November. It was the 27th of October. Now, I think they chose that date because they wanted to get ahead of the console releases. Because they wanted to get ahead and get their money sewn in. So when the new consoles came out, when the new games came out, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, the new Watch Dogs, the Destiny 2 expansion, and of course the huge one at the end of the month, Cyberpunk 2077, regardless of whether or not people filtered and left WoW to do all of that, they've got their cash money already for the expansion and for the month. So at least it'll alleviate some sales woes from their perspective. However, that's now no longer going to be the case, because they are going to have to start competing with that. So sure, they might technically get a few things fixed. What also confuses me is how long it's taken to do this, considering how long they've been working on the expansion, and let's just be totally honest, how kind of really uninspiring Battle for Azeroth it really is. Although I've only jumped back on for a couple of weeks, I jumped back on for the 8.2. I wasn't impressed with that at all. Just more of the same and very dull. And then, like I said, the other couple of nights ago, resubscribed, went on to do some 8.3 content. Kill me now, bored off my tree. Go here, fill up a bar, kill 6 of them, pick up 10 of them. Go to the next area, fill up a bar, kill 6 of them, pick up 10 of them. Oh my Jesus God. Could not be any more bored. A little bit of stuff with the portal and the going in, but other than that, seen it all before, done it all before, bored off my tree. Anyway, they continue by saying, so why it's taking so long, God knows. Over the past several months of testing, we've made significant progress, iterating on and polishing the core features and gameplay of Shadowlands. We're at a point where the zones, the campaign, the level up questing experience, the story we have to tell are essentially ready to share. We're excited by the covenants at the heart of the expansion, and it's been a thrill to see Torghast take shape into a fun kind of WoW experience, which was taken from Final Fantasy XIV. Thanks in no small part to your input. We steal it, you change it. Blizzard Entertainment. However, as everything has started coming together and we've been listening and building upon your feedback, well, in Battle for Azeroth, they couldn't give two hoots about your feedback. That's one of the reasons why I didn't even bother to get involved in the testing procedure for this expansion. There's just no point. Battle for Azeroth to me was just the final straw. They didn't care about your feedback. And this is going way back to alpha testing. They didn't change anything. Nothing. And Battle for Azeroth came out and it got the reception that it got, because it was just half-assed would be generous. However, as everything started to come together and we're listening to one of your feedback, it's become clear we needed more time for additional polish and to balance, iterate on some interlocking pieces, particularly those related to the end game. Shadowlands is one of the most intricate expansions we've yet created, and while we've made great progress, the challenge of tuning the endgame was compounded by the team having to work from home. Sure, yes, you can't deny that there have been issues with the COVID business, but let's face it, other video games, a couple of them have been delayed. Cyberpunk has, but that is a monumental game, and The Last of Us was delayed, but it was delayed simply because they wanted to release it at a more strategic moment when the world opened up a little bit after the initial COVID outbreak, and they feared that it was going to have an effect on their sales. Well, then somebody, of course, leaked the game, and so they were forced to put a release date onto it and forced it to come out. But every other game is essentially on track to come out when it's going to come out. But, you know, I'm just saying, that's just by the by. But I think they've had plenty of time to work on this expansion. Plenty of time. Blizzard has a commitment to quality. Well, look, I'm not just trying to be contrarian, folks, but they sure as hell didn't when it came to Warcraft 3. That was a disaster of a remake. And if that's what you want to put as Blizzard quality, well, maybe have a look at all the refunds that game probably got. Including mine, by the way. That was half-assed. That was nothing like you said it was going to be. And you even palmed it off onto someone else because you couldn't be bothered. Blizzard quality. We believe Shadowlands will be something special. And we've heard from many of you who feel the same. We need this extra time to ensure that Shadowlands lives up to its full potential. Okay, whatever. It's just whatever. Everyone's going to say shit like that. In the meantime, we're excited to announce that beginning of October the 13th will be the release of the Shadowlands pre-patch, which lays a lot of the groundwork for the expansion, includes our revamped character leveling, new player experience in Exile's Reach, and a host of new character customization options. And once we get closer to Shadowlands release, you'll be called upon to defend Azeroth against the resurgence of the Scourge during the pre-launch event. Thanks for your support and passion, yada, yada, yada. So I think this is probably going to get delayed 2 to 3 weeks. And it's going to be difficult. If people are really liking the new Destiny expansion, if people are really liking Valhalla, if people are really liking Watch Dogs, if people are throwing themselves into COD, there's a lot of things now which are going to take people's interest with the new consoles, etc. And whether or not people are going to have... there will be absolutely a core demographic which will be like, no, I've got to religiously play this WoW expansion on release date, etc. But, there might just be a few people now that decide, I can come back another time. My friends who normally purchase the expansions immediately, they're not going to this time. They're not going to. I was actually speaking to one today, and he said to me, there's absolutely no point in buying a World of Warcraft expansion before they put a couple of patches on the game. And that's kind of like, well, yeah. I mean, I would be like, yeah, but the thing is, they just throw catch-up mechanics at you. So when you come into it, you're kind of bypassing the early stuff and then just jumping straight into the, the catch-up mechanic area. But whatever. But yeah, this is big. This is interesting. It's going to be really intriguing to see if it does have an effect on sales. Whether the core fan base now are going to be happy with the changes that Blizzard have made. Maybe they've mithered them enough that Blizzard are going to do it. But will it have that big effect on sales? Ultimately, from Blizzard's perspective, they give more of a shit about sales than they do about having the game tight at launch, because they know that they can always work on it throughout the course and hit that switch and all that sort of stuff. So I think there might be just a little bit more here than meets the eye structurally, maybe not quite coming together, or there are just a few tweaks that they gotta get right. But I might get yeah. I don't know what I'm going to be doing now when it eventually comes out. Whether I'm going to be invested in the new Destiny expansion, where I'm going to be invested in another game, Demon Souls, or I don't know. So the 1 month comeback might go on hiatus for the second month for Shadowlands, and it might just be, maybe I'll look at it after Christmas. Who knows? But there we go. Delayed until, who knows? Hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do get a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and YouTube for live streaming. Links in the description box down below. I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care. Bye for now.